Remember what I said about how when there are less enemy in the arena, the harder the fight is? Well, the same also applies to Yanlong, except halfway through the fight he summoned enemies, so he is hard, but this time he has reinforcement with him, so it's like Gatru but with summoning reinforcement. Also, Yanlong fight is a bit hard because I don't think many people notice, but in the JP version, we never got the awakening system until the very first year anniversary, and Yanlong was also released for the very first year anniversary. Which means that all the other arena before Yanlong are not accounted for awakening stat increase, but now with the Yanlong Cup out, they also accounted for awakening stat increase, so the difficulty jump is a bit harder for some player. To demonstrate how hard Yanlong is compared to the other Arena Cup, here's a graph of the clear rate from the 1.5 year JP anniversary stream. Two things to note for this graph though is that it only counts people who log in at least once in the past 30 days, and the second thing is that they all have attempted each arena once. What this shows is that more than 50% of active player, ever since half the year has passed since Yanlong Cup happened, has not been able to beat him yet, so that should show how hard his fight is compared to the past arena fight. Also, Logo is even worse than Yanlong fight, so you better hope that the guy is not showing up in the next world map, or if he does, then let's hope that he does not show up in the April fight at least, or else all of us will suffer a lot. Yanlong has about 750k HP, which when compared to the Gatru Cup is only 50k more than her, which the difference is not that big, but his gimmick is harder to deal with compared to the Gatru Cup. One of his gimmicks is simple but annoying, is that he can cleanse debuff on himself every single turn at the end of his turn, except for when he is break. So therefore your hop up capping attack debuff on him is not gonna work unless you do it every single turn. His second gimmick is that he always lock away two of his weakness every single turn and is rotate from left to right. So on turn 1 he will lock away Spear and Light, and on turn 2 he will lock away Sword and Light, on turn 3 he will lock away Sword and Spear, and then repeat the cycle over and over again. Also, if you hit one of Yanlong lock weaknesses, he will counter, so be careful about it. Also, the guy summoned crows. I know he has like multiple crows in his pictures, but he only summoned like 2 in battle. Ruin Shield will be summoned when Yanlong has about 85% HP or less. This is the only 2 crows that only show up as the only reinforcement that Yanlong have, so you do not have to worry about more showing up later. Will is a physical bird and focusing on physical attack and buffing Yanlong physical attack, while Shu is an elemental bird and focusing on elemental attack and also give Yanlong regen. If I were to focusing on one bird at a time because I cannot AoE both of them, I will focusing down on the bird that gives physical attack buff because that one can make Yanlong kill your teammate faster, while the other bird just, well, prolonging the fight a bit longer. Also, I should have mentioned this a while ago, but when Yanlong is at half health below, he will release all his weaknesses and instead get to act 3 times per turn instead of 2 times per turn. Some recommended DPS to bring for this fight is Racked because 5-hit sword is 5-hit sword. Overrake because usually, although he has his weaknesses since he lacks multi-hit, Yanlong is weak to both sword and spear, so this is perfect for him. Also, he will make for a great tank on the turn that he cannot use his spear multi-hit because Yanlong cannot be taunted, so his defend cover will be extremely good for this cup. Tressa is also not a bad choice because Yanlong used multi-hit physical attack a lot, so sidestep would help out a lot, and priority 3-hit spear attack, meaning that you can break him first before he can act during his turn and you set it up properly. Your best support for this fight is Ophelia, because not only she has a 4-hit light to her kit, she also has defense up and healing and regen to her kit. And Yanlong cannot be anti-attack well, he can be anti-attack debuff, it's just that he cleanses it all at the end of the turn, so defense buff on your team is always very important to have in this fight. Next is a reminder that Glossom exists for free and he can cap out 30% defense buff on the entire team, so you always have the option if you always need defense buff, which is very majorly important needed in this fight. Tail because, well, 2-hit axe AoE is still really rare in this game, and it will be extremely useful in the bird phase because one of the elemental bird, Shu, can use wind attack, so well, his regen that gives wind resistance and his 2-hit axe AoE will be great to have for this fight. Also, the best MVP DPS stat for this fight, which is not out in the EN version yet, is Cecily. Because Cecily is a unit like Cyrus but has 3 AoE in physical attack instead. She has a 3-hit spear AoE, a 3-hit axe AoE, and a 3-hit tome AoE, and all the crows in Yanlong are weak to axe, so it will be great extremely to deal with the crow and Yanlong specifically. And lastly, since I'm not gonna doing a Yanlong review video, I might as well say it now. Yanlong as a unit is probably one of the best units in the arena that has been given out for free so far. The only problem is that he is in the staff element, and the thing is, we haven't got fortune weapon yet, so staff weakness cannot be utilized that well compared to the other weapon. Has Yanlong weapon type be something like sword, spear, or dagger, he will be an extremely strong DPS, like even better than some of the gacha unit. But he is staff, and for now, staff weapon are not that good for physical attack, so he's gonna be okay for a while. But later on in the future, we can give him a physical attack staff, he will be a very good unit to have. He has a 4-hit staff, a 290 nuke, a 5-hit nuke that can debuff the enemy defense down on each hit. He can debuff 30% sword staff defense down on the enemy, an innate 30% staff damage up, and his base attack is really high for a cleric. Honestly, he is so good at doing his job that I feel like he should have been a banner unit, but he is free, so good luck in getting him. And that's it for the video. Goodbye.